Hello, everybody, and welcome. We are going to talk tonight about business video playlists. I have been tripping over that all week as I've been planning for this show, and I don't know why. Business video playlists. So playlists are a way for you to organize your live and your recorded videos into groupings to make it easier for your audience to find your content, to share your content, and for you to share your content, but in an organized manner. So it's almost like you're guiding them through logical associated videos. So that's what we're going to talk about. I hope you're excited about this one. I am, because there's so much possibility in this. So let's make the show official. Don't have all the automation dialed in yet. Hello and welcome. My name is Kathleen. If you're new here, I am here as your tech coach. We're going to talk about business video playlists tonight. Basically, what these are is just a way for you to take the content that you've already done, whether it's recorded or live, and get more mileage out of it, organize it in a way to make it easier for people to find the content that they're looking for, to keep them on track. Oh, hey, Tom. Tom is telling us that the audio is a little low. Thank you for that. Let me crank that up a little bit for you. It's allergy season for me, so I do struggle a little bit this time of year to keep my voice. So thank you for that. Hopefully it's loud enough now. All right, so basically you want to think about playlists as another way to repurpose your content, right? That's what we talk about that a lot here, because you put a lot of effort into your content, whether it's recorded or live, there's effort. And so we want to make sure that you're getting the most out of it and that your audience is getting the most out of it. And one of the important things behind that is making sure they can find it, right? You don't want it to be hidden. You don't want it to be some ridiculous search for them. You want to make it as easy as possible. And when they find something that you've provided for them, that you have other content around, whether it's a theme or a topic or just related ideas, you want them to be happy with the one that they found, right? However they came in and found it, but you want to make it really easy for them to find the next one in that series or the one before it, or however that works out for you. This is sort of a parallel thing to what we talked about last week with the end cards. Same concept, just a different way to approach it, because let's face it, there is no two ways that anybody is going to always come in to find your content. Great, thank you, Tom. Appreciate that. So this is what we're going to talk about tonight. Just to clarify something, because there is a point of possible confusion, I like to get those out of the way early. There are two different types of playlists, really, when you look at it, right? So in a lot of the platforms, in particular YouTube, I'm not sure whether or not, I couldn't get verification whether or not this was still possible in Facebook, but in YouTube, certainly, people, right, the audience can make their own playlists in addition to the ones that you create. So what we're talking about tonight is just the ones that you're creating, the ones that you're providing to your audience to help them find the content that they're looking for at the right depth, and all the related topics. Does that make sense? Okay, hopefully that does. Mr. Murphy's very excited. I gave him one of his favorite treats, so you're going to hear a lot of him. We may even see him occasionally. Let's see if we can get him to come up here. Yes, there is Mr. Murphy, making the most of his opportunity. I haven't got good lighting on him yet, but that's why he's all excited, because he's playing with one of his favorite treats. So I'll just apologize now, because he's going to make noise. But you know what? That's all part of my world here. Mr. Murphy's a very important part of my world. What can I tell you? Okay, so let's start off with the basics, because that's how we like to do things. So what is it that you're going to get from playlists? What is it that your audience is going to get from playlists? So they're going to give you a way to organize your videos around a specific topic or theme. That's usually how people are doing it. You can, however, also do it by time, right? So you can have one about, so for my example, maybe I'll have a playlist around YouTube, and a playlist around Facebook, and a playlist around social media. Yours, of course, would be different. But you can also do our top videos playlist, or you could do here are the latest videos playlist. And again, this could be recorded or live. It doesn't matter, because this is for content that they're getting after the fact. So if you did it live, it's after live. But you're just going to organize that in whatever way is going to make sense to them. You're going to think about, right, how they're searching for things. You're going to look for your keywords. Your SEO is going to come out of this, all that type of thing. It is going to make your videos more discoverable on a couple of levels. First of all, SEO, keywords, all that kind of good stuff. It's also going to keep people hopefully on your site longer, right? So if they find one video that they really liked, you know, they like the way you communicate, they like the topic that you were covering, if they've come into it through a playlist find, then they're much more likely to check out some of your other videos because they're right there in front of them. So depending on where it is, and we'll look at some examples in a minute, but like in YouTube, you know, they're like here, and then they've got the next ones next to it. With Facebook, they're here, and then there's usually a list around it. Facebook keeps changing things, so you know how that goes. But the idea is that it's going to make it more discoverable for your audience. It is also going to make it more searchable. Everybody's favorite term, right? So yes, of course, you're going to your individual videos, live and recorded, are available through search as long as you haven't set them private or whatever, which we've talked about previously. But that's one video, right? Your playlist is another way to make things findable for people and through SEO. So you're getting multiple possibilities out of that individual and that grouping of videos. So the whole goal here is to make it easier for your audience to find the good content that you're putting out there, and encouraging them to stick around and watch more, and encouraging them to share it. Tom says, so worry about the background noise. That's good. Let me put that up here. It says, don't worry about the background noise. It's not distracting now that we know it's not zombies trying to break in. No, Murphy is many things, but he is no zombie. Right, Murph? Yes. He's a good boy. Here, how about I'll give you this one. Maybe this will distract you for a while. Okay, go get that one. Yes, he's all wound up. I had my my nephew was here today to help out with some work around the house. And so Murphy's very excited because he had somebody else extra to play with today. So, hey, you know, it's there are worse things in life than to be my dog. It's a pretty good life, I have to say. All right, so let's talk about Facebook to start with. There's a couple of different ways in Facebook that you can do a playlist. Some they actually call playlists. Some are, it's just, so let me show you. It's easier if I just show you. Because they have this thing called Spotlight, and that's what we're going to start with. So Spotlight, depending on your template, right, because you can have different templates in Facebook, but you can have a spotlight in some of the templates up at the top here. And the idea here is that when people come to your site, there's a set of videos that you've pre-selected that you want to highlight at the top of your page. And so they can come right in and they can start to watch. They can go through, right, previous and next, to see what kind of content you've got. If something catches their eye, they can play it right from here. Let's go back out of that. So let me just show you how you work with that. And you do that over here. This is not the most intuitive label on the planet, but you know, Facebook. So if you want to add to or remove something from your spotlight, you're going to come here to add video, regardless of whether you want to edit or not. Murph, give me a break, okay? Shh. Good boy. Good boy. Yes. Oh my goodness. See, I can't. Oh, of course he walked away. I can't be mad at that little face. He's just so cute. All right, so like I said, regardless of whether you're looking to add, remove, or edit your spotlights, you're going to go into add. Then you've got your list here of what you've currently got, and then you can come down here to pick other videos. So let's say, for example, it's like, okay, well, maybe I've had this one running for a while, so I'm going to remove it from the list, okay? That opens it up because you're limited to 5. You see here it's 4 out of 5, 5 out of 5. So by removing this, now I've got an extra slot. So I can come down here and let's say I want to do this one, right? Because we love our moderators around here, so we're going to add that to our collection. But you're going to be like, well, but you know, now it's not really connected. It doesn't really matter. The ones with the check mark are the ones that will be included in the spotlight. If you do care about the order that they show up in, then you can come down here to organize videos, okay? And this shows them in this order, but you can take them and you can drag them to whatever order you want. So doesn't really matter, whatever works for you, you can put it in here and then you hit save. And then that's what's here. What the first one will be, let me see if I refresh the page, if this will come up for us. So the one I made first is the one that came up, and then they can just flip their way through. And this is just it's a carousel, so it'll just keep going, so you don't have to worry about them getting lost or whatever. So that is one example of a playlist type content or approach. So you're grouping these, and in this case, this could be your 5 most recent. It could be 5 around a particular topic. It could be 5, the 5 newest. However you want to organize it. There's no rule. There's no structure around this. You can absolutely, do whatever you want with it. And the only rule is that you have to do 1 to 5. You can't go more than 5. Tom says, is Spotlight available for desktop and mobile? Let me double check, because every time I answer a question about Facebook, they've changed the rules. It was when I started talking about this topic 2 weeks ago with a client. Let me just double check, because you know what? I've been burned before by Facebook. What can I say? They do this to me all the time. All right, where's my group? Come on. Seriously? Come on, Facebook. Every time. Every time. We try to love it. We try to love it so much. It makes it difficult. Here we go. Come on. So, let's see here. This is the home. And I'm scrolling. Of course, you have to keep in mind that I don't see this necessarily the way that you will either. So it looks like it is not part of the home page. I'm looking to see if it comes up in the navigation. Tom Message, good questions. Yeah, so it looks like right now it's not. Literally, I guess it was 2 weeks ago when I was going through this with a client, it was coming up. So who the heck knows? Maybe they've changed their mind again about how life should be. Facebook. So yes, at the moment it's not coming up on mobile, but 2 weeks ago it did. Who knows? All right, let me take that down. So, Facebook is going to do Facebook. So that is one. There is another way. No, it's fine, Tom. Don't worry about it. That's what we're here for. We're here to chat and talk about this stuff. I just want to double check. It does come up on the Chromebook. Can I share the Chromebook? Let me see. Come on. It does come up on the Chromebook because I was playing with that today. Which is it's depending on what platform you're on, it's treated as mobile or not. But it does, I can probably bring this up to show you. So it probably depends on the mobile device. So here it did. Oh, actually, I don't even have to do that. Silly me. Hang on. There we go. There's my tablet, or my Chromebook. Actually, yeah, so this is the Chromebook. So it does come up on the Chromebook that way. So it's going to depend on what it is. But it probably will also come up, I'm guessing, in the videos list as part of the Facebook videos list. It'll probably show up as a separate listing in there. It's also a little slow tonight. Are they having problems? Does anybody know? They're definitely a little off key tonight. Okay, yeah, I'm thinking they're having problems because I'm getting hung up on mobile. All right, so that is one way to do this. Now let's go into the more regular way, which is over here in videos. Yes, videos. Okay, and then when you come down, you'll see that the playlist, so this is how it shows up on mobile too. I only use desktop because you're too old to see your phone. I feel it, Tom. There are days where that's definitely the case. The only thing I will say about the phone is I've gotten really good at zooming in. That little pinch move is automatic now. I don't even have to think about it. So when you go into your videos list, and this will also happen on mobile as of the time when I checked this last. So here it automatically defaults and it pre-creates a latest for you. And then down here where it says playlists, and there's the number 7, that means I have 7 playlists. These are the ones that I've created for my audience. And again, it's a carousel, so people can flip through and see. The title is what your search is going to return, assuming Facebook is playing nice that day. And then they can go through and see the other kinds of content that they can do. You can see here, which we've talked about in the past, how important it is to have good thumbnails, right? Which is an extra step after you're done with a live recording on Facebook. Remember, you have to go back and edit your video to re-add your thumbnail, even if you added it when you scheduled the original live, because Facebook. But it is worth the extra effort because it does show up here. So again, you can come in and, you know, they can see all, right? And you can come in here and look at the whole list. You can add and remove things. All the usual pieces. If you wanted, and the first one is going to be the heading when they go into the detail. If you want to manage your playlist, you click on Manage Your Playlist, and these days it takes you into Creator Studio. I don't know whether or not that's going to change, but right now that is where it is going. They are, again, you know, they're sort of splitting things lately, it seems like on Facebook, between Facebook Live and Facebook Creator. Can I just tell you how much I love when Facebook doesn't want to load when you're trying to do a live demo? This is why people don't do live demos. Let's see if it'll load. I'm going to refresh it. It's just amazing how often I hit Facebook when it's not feeling well. But that's okay. That's how you know this is really live, right? Okay, so let me just, again, this is the other thing. They're on a kick right now where they're trying to show all the pages I'm associated with when all we want to see is the one. There we go. That's probably why it's taking so long for it to load, because they're overloading it. But okay, that's fine. I work in software development as my day job, so I see these issues and I recognize the symptoms. So I'm not going to step through this again, but for those of you who might be disoriented right now, so what we did was we went into video. In the videos, you can see your playlists, and then you can go in and you can manage your playlist. And that right now is taking you into the Creator Studio. So in here, you can see the playlist that you've got. You can edit a playlist, you can delete, you can, you know, do multi-select if you're just looking to delete. So for example, if you wanted to go in and edit, and let's say, you know, okay, so I've got this mix here, and maybe I'm thinking, you know, I've looked at my analytics and I've been talking to my customers, and maybe I'm like, maybe these are not all fitting together logically, right? So I think we're going to take webinars out. And I think we're going to take out lower thirds, because these don't really make sense necessarily as part of a social media customer engagement group. So I went in and I did that, and I'm going to, now be careful, right? You don't want to delete the video. Okay, user interfaces are a thing for me, like that's what I focus on, so this kind of stuff kind of makes the hairs on the back of my neck come up. What you want to do is you want to remove from playlist. This is dangerous. I didn't design it. So all I can do is say, be very careful, think about it before you go ahead and click. So you're going to say, okay, I don't really think I want these in this playlist anymore, and I'm going to remove them from the playlist. And it's nice that they reassure you that that's what's going to happen, okay? You can also change the order, okay? So this is just a drag, you know, click and drag kind of thing. So you can, again, rearrange however you want. Let's see, what do I want to be first? Actually, I kind of liked Pinterest being first, so we're going to leave that one there. Okay. And then you can also add, right? So if I've done some new videos that kind of fit under that topic, and to be honest, I don't think I have, but let's just take a quick look. Maybe I can do some maintenance while I'm doing my show. And, you know, that's called multitasking at its finest. But I don't think... Oh, here, Instagram. I don't think Instagram's on that one, right? So we'll select Instagram. And let's just see if there's anything else. Oh, here we go. Save time. I don't think that's on there either. So, right? So then we're going to add these two videos. Oh, sorry, you can't see this, can you? Oh, and it won't let me move it. All right, hang on. We can fix that. We have the technology. Main, and we're just going to shift our world over here. Just like that. Tom says, Facebook is wacky due to so many people are on it. So many people are on it. So many people are working on it and not talking to each other. There's lots of reasons why it's wacky. So what I did was I went through this list, right? And I just selected a couple of other videos just by clicking the little checkbox here. And then down here at the bottom, which you can't see, so sorry. I still don't have the new setup quite dialed in. Here we go. So when you get down to the bottom here, there's this little button that says, you know, add to. If I was going to add 3 and then change my mind, that number will change. So this will, you know, kind of confirm that you've selected the ones that you meant to select, right? And then you're going to say add, and it'll take a second, and then those will be here. And then again, so it's, oh, that's nice, it's adding them to the top. So again, if you wanted to reorder, if I said, no, I really like the Pinterest one being first, and then I'll do Instagram, and then I'll do the one about saving time, and then we can just hit save, and then it changes that order. And again, if I decided, you know what, I don't think I want this one or this one to be a part of this playlist. Let's see, anything else I want to, and this one. I don't think these three fit anymore. Or maybe this was a test I was running. Now I'm not happy with them, so they're going to remove from the playlist, not delete, because you don't want to delete the video. You just want to edit the actual playlist. So that is the long and short. Let me bring you back here to the normal view. One sec. Here we go. Just like so. vMix for the win. So this is where you can manage, you can build your playlist, all that kind of good stuff. And then you can always just see what you have in your playlist also. Now, in typical fashion, you know, they've taken you out. So I don't know if you've noticed lately, but this is actually, oh, you can't really see this in this, but this is actually two different tabs. When I went from the playlist and videos and I hit manage playlist, instead of it just taking me there inside the same browser session, it took me to a different tab. So don't be thrown when that happens. That's just Facebook trying to be helpful. Spotlight is used to schedule your videos that you already have in your Facebook playlist. No, so here, let me go back. So really, the Spotlight and playlists are just two types of playlists. Just one has a different name, and one is limited. So the Spotlight, you can only have 5 videos in at any time. It only appears in some of the Facebook templates, right, for your page. So depending on the template that you have currently, it may or may not be an option for you. If it is, it's just a nice way to spotlight 5 videos. The name actually works for a change. Whereas playlists, just your generic playlists, can be any number of different ones, and you can have multiples of them. You can only have one spotlight block. So let me go back to that. Okay, so yeah, so there's only one spotlight block, this one right here, and it's limited to the 5 videos. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But then you can easily remove something, right, if you want to add something. And then if you want to change the order, you just say organize videos, and then you can literally click and drag it to any place that you want. So Spotlight is limited to 5, and it just shows up here at the top, and people can navigate through it this way. True playlists, like the generic term playlists, are underneath the videos. And you can have as many or as few as you want, right? And you can group them different ways and then share them out. And also they're available for your audience to share out, which is nice. So let's say somebody comes, finds your content, they check one thing out, they're like, hey, pretty good. They check out another thing, they check out a third thing, then they're like, you know what? My friend Bob would really like this stuff. I'm going to send him this playlist to go and check it out. So that's one of the benefits. And you can do that here on Facebook, and you can also do it on YouTube and other platforms that have this type of thing. Okay? All right. Oh, Murphy, you're so freaking cute. So, let me get back to my list here. Just want to make sure I didn't forget anything, because I do that. Okay, so we talked about the spotlights. We talked about adding, removing, rearranging, same thing for playlists, and add, oh, see, I did forget. That's why I write everything down. I live off of bullet lists, because without bullet lists, I wouldn't get anything done. I'd walk around the house all day forgetting what it was I was going to do. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to show you here in Facebook is that you can, anytime you're working on your videos, so let's say like you just did a video, and you're like going in to edit it, let's say. Oh, I love how they keep messing around with videos. Really, really helpful people. All right, so let's say, that's one I haven't played with yet. So this one, repurposing content. Whoops. Nope. I want to edit it. Folks, what'd you do with my edit? Where did my edit go? Let's go back to home. So remember I was talking before about how after I finish a video, I always go back and re-add on my thumbnail and do some other basic editing. Can I edit here? No, of course not. Oh, Facebook. Okay, no, I can't edit the show that's live right now. That's not very helpful. So some of these things you might not be used to seeing because you don't see them on my page. I only see them. And that's a good thing to keep in mind when you're editing your page, that there are always things that you're going to see that people don't. So you just want to keep that in mind. Okay, so we're going to edit. Not here. Really? Oh, this is not. This is the. Where's the actual video? No, I can't do that one. How about this one? Really? I mean, I know I'm tired and all, but geez. There we go. That's what I was looking for. The actual edit, not just the post edit. Okay. So after I'm done with a video, sorry, let me bring this over. That would be helpful. Let me try showing you this again. Yes, confirm. So when you are done with your video, whether, it's a live or if it's when you've uploaded, you can go back in and you can do some editing. Now, the amount of editing you can do will differ depending on whether you uploaded the video or if you did a live that you're going back to edit. In this case, it is something that I did live a couple weeks ago. So you can come in, you can update the title, you can update the description, you can add and remove tags for it, blah, blah, blah. What we're talking about here is when you get to the second one. So the first one is where you do all the basics. This is where I edit the video, the thumbnail. When you get to distribution, there's an actual line in here where you can add the video as you're editing it. You can add it to an existing playlist, or you can create a brand new playlist if this particular show is going to be the start of another playlist. So for example, right now I've got it under live streaming, but maybe I'm going to put it also under success tips. So you can put it in multiple, and if you change your mind, you can remove it just by clicking on it. So it's just a toggle. And then it'll be there, and then when you save it, it will automatically add that to your playlist. So it's a way of sort of multitasking when you're doing your edit. You can go in, you can do all the other stuff that I normally do after the show, and then that's usually when I add it to at least one playlist or use it to create a new one if that's where I'm heading. Tom says, on the groups I manage, Facebook is always trying to upsell you. Oh my God, yes. Every 2 seconds. It's always, this post is doing 80% better than all the other posts you've done. Hey, don't you want to turn it into an ad? Hey, don't you want to boost it? I mean, it could be like the worst post, it could be the worst video you've ever done, and they're still telling you it's great, it's doing better than everything else, pay us and we'll show it to more people. I know. Use the playlist for your church videos. Oh, excellent. Yeah, that's a good choice for it, right? You can kind of group them together by time or, the topic of the sermon or whatever. There's a lot of different ways to do it. And the nice thing is you just saw it, like you're not limited on having one video in one playlist. You can have one video in as many playlists as you want to do it as long as it makes sense, right? I mean, you don't want to just do 10,000 playlists just for the hell of it. Well, maybe you do. I mean, who am I to judge? But you do want to, you don't have to worry about, I can't, put this in too many places. If it makes sense for your audience, for the topic of that playlist or whatever, you can absolutely reuse a video across different playlists, because you know what? There are some people who will see one playlist and never see the others. And if they do somehow, if they happen to come across, like maybe they are really a big fan, right? And they're going to go through and they're going to check out all your content. First of all, buy them flowers. But also, don't worry about it. They're not going to get freaked out if they see the same video in different playlists. If they've already watched it, either they'll choose to watch it again, which there's no harm, no foul there, or they'll be like, oh yeah, no, I saw that one, I'm going to skip on to the next one. Could not be easier. So it's not anything to stress out over. It's all good. All right, so we've talked enough about Facebook. I've mocked Facebook enough. I want to love Facebook. I try. I really do. But every time I start to get optimistic, they kick me in the teeth. I don't know why. Maybe they just don't like me. I don't know. All right, so let's just flip over. We're going to talk about YouTube. Right now, let me just double check again. I did cover everything I wanted to on Facebook. Yes, okay. So let's just go ahead. Now, it's the same exact concept in YouTube, just YouTube different because it's YouTube. So in this case, you're going to want to, let me just back up here. I was playing before the show. So you're going to want to go into the YouTube studio, right? So here, we'll go back to the channel to start with. All right, so you're going to go from your channel. You're going to want to go in. You're going to want to pick YouTube Studio. All right, and then over here on the side, you've got dashboard, videos, playlists, all that kind of good stuff. So we're going to go right into playlists to start. And again, you can have however many you want. This is where you're going to, create new ones. You can search your existing ones. You can, sort it by newest, greatest, oldest, greatest, A to Z, that kind of thing. One of the things I wanted to show you here, so most of these are ones that, I have created for my audience, right? So all these ones. Now this crochet one, is one that I created for me, just to show you that you can create your own, right? So audience members can collect their own favorite videos, organize them however they want to create their own private playlist, which then they can also share. And that's not a bad thing. I've had some people freak out when they find out that some unknown person can take their video and add it to their own playlist. It's okay. You've put it out there in the public, and they're actually helping you spread the word, right? Think of it as dandelion seeds, right? They start off yellow, they turn white, fluffy, and they fly away to spread so there are more dandelions around. It's the same general concept here. So somebody can choose to create their own playlist with their own combination of videos. Could be their own stuff, could be other people's stuff, or it could be a combination thereof, whatever works for them. So it says, I found a platform, Cloud Hub, supposed to replace Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Ooh, hang on. I'm going to write that down. I want to go check that out. I haven't heard about that. How did you find it, if you don't mind my asking? I love finding all these new things. Okay, so yeah, so I did one. I just stuck one in crochet because that's just something I do to decompress. This is probably a better example of one that I created that is not my content, right? I do not work for vMix. I love vMix, but I do not work for them. So every so often, I'll see something, over on the vMix site, and I'll be like, hey, I want to save that. So let me show you how that's done, just in case you're curious. So you go YouTube, and actually, do I have them? Of course I have them over here. All right, so if somebody wants to create their own playlist using things from all different sites, they can just come over and so if they see something, let me pick one that you're actually going to be able to see. Here we go, getting started with vMix. So let's say, I saw this and I'm like, hey, either I want to watch it later or what you can do, YouTube actually has a watch later list, but I can never find that when I want to watch stuff. So what I do is I just create playlists for myself of stuff I want to watch. So all they have to do is come down here and say save to playlist, and they'll see their list of playlists. So this is a mix of the playlists I have created for my audience and ones I've created for me. And I just add it to this, and I say go away, and now it's in my list again. So if I come here and refresh, we should see 4. There we go. So I just want to get that out there because, again, not everybody is aware of the fact that your content can end up in other people's playlists. If it happens, don't freak. It's okay. Tom says, I found a news article, still growing a little wonky right now. Yeah, but it's always good to check those out and spread the word. So thank you for that. I'm going to definitely check them out. All right, so let me go back now and we'll talk about how you're going to actually create and edit your playlists. So here again, let's pick one. I guess we'll pick this one. All right, so I've got a social media one here. I've changed the title a little bit because Facebook people kind of search for keywords, but you have to remember that YouTube is a piece of Google, right? And so it's more about the traditional search engine kind of searching, and people are usually looking for answers to a specific question. So I did some keyword research and some testing, and I found that this particular search term is working out really well for people finding this particular playlist. So right now I have 3 in here. You can change the title. You can make it, public, private, unlisted, which is all the stuff we talked about previously. You can put in a longer description, which I have not done here, but you really should. You get 5,000 characters to provide a little bit more information about what is in this particular playlist. Again, it's another level of SEO. It's another way of helping people find the content that you're making available. So make sure you do that. And my tablet dies again. Hey, there we go. That should bring it back. Okay, so now this is the playlist. If I wanted to rearrange it, right? So I can move to the top, move to the bottom. So let's say I'll just move it to the top and it jumps up. If I wanted to remove it, I would just select that. It's pretty straightforward. But let's say you're like, okay, great. Well, I want to add to this one. So what you're going to do is you're going to go back to your videos. And you'll go through. Now, of course, they do separate it into live and uploads. So just keep that in mind that your videos are split, even when it says all. I don't know why. So let me just go through here again and see if I can find something that isn't on that list. So here is, I don't know why there's 2 of these. Who knows? We'll figure that out later. But you can come in here and, sorry, you're going to click on the video. Okay, and this is, again, just like you saw in Facebook, right? I can go in, I can change the title, I can change the description, I can add keywords, I can change the thumbnail, all this kind of stuff. But what we're talking about here today is playlists. So if you scroll down a little bit over here on the right side, underneath the visibility, is the playlist. Now, right now, this one's not in a playlist. So I would add it here, and maybe here, and maybe here. So again, I'm taking one video, I'm putting it in 3 different playlists. You don't have to, it's just an option. And then I'm going to say done, or I could create a new one. And you're going to come up here and hit save. And again, when I go into this, I'll refresh it so it's really there. Did it really work? No, it didn't really work. Oh, come on. Come on, YouTube. I'm trying to show off how cool you are. Oh, because I didn't put it in that one. I missed that one. So now we're going to add it to a 4th. Hit save. See, I'm blaming them and it was me. Human error. Oh, no. Okay, so there you go. You saw already that it added it, but just so you can see it, it's in here. And if, for whatever reason, say stuff's going on in the universe, and you're figuring, Twitter's going to be a little bit more popular for a while, you can move it to the top, and you're good to go. Let me see. Let me double check here. Is that all of this stuff? Tom says, thanks. I never thought about my own playlist for YouTube. Yeah, no problem. Like I said, it's one of those things, like I kept trying to use the tools that they provided, and it was never in front of me when I had that couple of moments between meetings or whatever, where I'm like, oh, great, I've got 3 minutes, 5 minutes. Let me watch that content I wanted to see. I was always having to dig around to find it. I'm like, this is stupid. I find my playlist no problem. So I created my own, and I've been much happier ever since. Okay, so I think that pretty much covers all of that. Let me come back here. Hello. Please tell me I was showing you that, right? I was showing you this, right? Okay, yeah. I think I was. If I wasn't, tell me, Tom, because, Okay? I have no idea. I have no idea what is going on. UFOs could be so many different things. So where do you know where you lost me? Because we can go backwards. I have no idea where it went bad. And of course, unfortunately, I don't have any way to rewind it. It just completely disappeared. It's working now. Yeah, well, what I had to do, because everything was showing me, like, I was getting the green bar, the light was flashing on my X keys. Everything told me that you were getting audio, but obviously it wasn't, because you all went, hey, there's no audio. So so what I ended up doing was I just deleted the mic from the profile and re-added it. I don't know why. So what was the last thing you heard? Because maybe I can do a quick wrap up to at least kind of get that content in there. I have no idea. Let's see. Maybe I can tell from the line here. Oh, you couldn't see the screen and you couldn't hear me. 5 to 10 minutes ago. Oh, that's so me. That is so me, talking to nobody for 5 to 10 minutes. All right, I will do an encapsulated version of this. Right, the joys of live streaming. This is what it's all about, folks. This is what happens. And knowing me, you know what? I'll probably just leave it the way it is, because this is what happens. And I think it's good for the universe to know that. All right, I will do an encapsulated version of this. Let me just get it back to where it was, and then we'll just quickly step through it. Because the good news is most of what I told you about Facebook applies to YouTube. It's just in different places. So let me switch over. Hopefully I don't lose you again. Okay, and let's get that out of the way. All right, I'm still seeing green lines. I hope you can still hear me. So what you want to do, and this is also part of the problem. I was on a roll. I was, because we were wrapping up and we were, in the world of YouTube, which is a little bit more logical most days. Okay, of course. Nope. This one. So in most of these, I have to be a little bit careful because, I don't want to show, like at Facebook, I don't want to show people who might be, sending me messages and all. But vMix is a great pro, but not infallible. Yes, and actually, I think I'm going to contact them because I think I've actually found a couple of bugs, which I do. I am notorious in my day job for being the one who finds the bugs, which some developers appreciate. Most developers wish I would go away when they see me coming. Okay, so let's see. Are you going to be able to see up in that corner there? You still can't see up in that corner there. All right, well, what the heck? I mean, if I'm going to muck around, then I'm going to muck around all the way and get it so you can at least see stuff. Okay. I'm going to have to keep moving this. Actually, let's do this. Like that. And then this is the fun part about vMix is, boy, on the fly, I can create pretty much any world I want. And okay, so hopefully it's not too small. That's the problem with this user interface, is it's a little hard to fit everything in. Also, you're going to hear the mouse because my tablet died at the same time, so there's a connection there. So you're going to go into your channel. Okay, you're going to come up here and you're going to do YouTube Studio. Okay, your playlists are, amazingly enough, under playlists, and can be a mix of things that you create yourself, just for yourself, which could be content from in different locations, right? So like in this example, these are some things from vMix, the software that just went wacky on me, that I just pulled in, right? I have no connection to them. I don't own these videos. This is just a playlist I made for me, but I can share it with other people and have shared with other people who wanted to check out vMix. This is where there is a difference between YouTube and Facebook right now. Not that that won't change. So you obviously can put a title on it. You can edit it. So we can call it vMix My Faves, right? You can change the visibility of it. And you can also put in a description, which I have not done yet, but I will. And then once it exists, you can go into your videos, or I think you heard me, right? Go into vMix and select. I think that was more than 5 minutes ago. But once you have a playlist, you can then go ahead and you can rearrange things, or you can come in and you can add stuff to it. So like you can come into this, and Wait, I'm sorry, I'm not in the right view. Do. Also, I got out of YouTube Studio. I don't know how that happened. You want to be doing this in YouTube Studio. So yeah, you want to go to the videos here and then go into something, anything. And then over here on the side is where you can add it to playlist, remove it from playlist. You can create a new playlist on the fly. So this is something I tend to go in and do after every show. Usually the titles I leave alone, but sometimes I'll add links into the description. I'll add other descriptions, other more detailed descriptions. I'll add keywords, that kind of stuff. Occasionally I'll change out a thumbnail or whatever. But the point is that right here, you can go in and you can add something to a playlist when you click save. Now, instead of that playlist having, say, 4 videos in it, they will have 5 videos in it. Go back. I can never tell from the icons which is which. And then you can also, if you wanted to, if you right-click on this, you can actually copy the link address, and then you can share that playlist out with people. So other than that, it's pretty much the same as what we were talking about in... Now I'm afraid to touch anything. Let's try doing it this way. Okay. So pretty much it's the same thing that you were doing in Facebook. It's got a few extra capabilities, but you can rearrange the order, you can share it, you can add things, you can remove it. You can do more than one, you can have one video and more than one playlist, so lots of options. I'm going to blame the glitch on the watcher because I don't think Ace was here before. So that might be it. I got to blame somebody, right? Okay, so hopefully that abbreviated version made sense to you. Too funny. I'm going to have to, I think I'm going to rebuild this profile from scratch, just in case. But if you have any questions, if you have a topic you want me to cover, now the audio is too hot, let me bring that down. You can always feel free to reach out. I'm going to roll the dice and touch something here. Here, we'll do this one. There we go. So you can go to Your Tech Coach. It's this one. YourTechCoach.net. There's a contact form on there. If you have a question, if you want more information, or if you just have an idea for a show, feel free to reach out. That's where all the best ideas come from. And yes, you do, right? Ace, when he shows up, you know, things can go very, very right. And sometimes they go very, very wrong. It's not really Ace's fault. Something went wonky. It could actually have just been a power surge because there's actually, I don't know if you can hear, but there's a thunderstorm over my head. Could be as simple as there was a little power surge and my mic went, no. That is how it goes. Oh, you're welcome, Tom, and thank you for hanging out and chatting and for the information about that cool site to go check out. I will definitely do that. But yeah, I mean, playlists are definitely something to check out. Oh, that was the other thing. So I don't know if you heard the tip. So the tips were, make sure you've got a good title on your playlist because that is something that is across all playlists. Make sure it's good for SEO. It's written for humans because humans are the ones you're trying to attract. If you get the option for a description like you do in YouTube, make sure you make the most of it. Let me see, there were other things. Oh, make sure that you are putting your best video first because very often that is the thumbnail that will represent your playlist. In some cases, sometimes turned on and off, they will give you the ability to create a custom thumbnail for your playlist. If that works, great. But if you do that, do make sure that your first one is also very, very good for the playlist, a good representation of it, because if they take away the custom, then at least it'll still work. And then this was the big one. This is the one that I did not know. It never occurred to me, and then I read it, and I'm like, well, duh. So you want to make sure that you are making the number of videos in your playlist something that is not going to make people run away screaming. So for example, I'm going to read this line again. You don't want to overwhelm your audience with a massive playlist packed with 50 videos. Guess who did that? Guess who's going to be spending the weekend fixing that? So you want to make sure that you are giving people a really good collection, right? But you don't want to overwhelm them. You don't want them to run away screaming, right? Because it's a big ask. It's a big ask for somebody to say, you know, hey, watch my 50 videos, okay? It's a much easier thing to say, hey, you're curious about SEO? Here's 3 videos that I think are really going to help you. If you really feel strongly that you have 50 videos that somebody needs to see, break them up into smaller groups, do groups of 5, and make it clear in the title that they are a series. And that way you're accomplishing both goals. It's more comfortable, but you're still communicating what you feel strongly that you need to communicate. Okay? All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to my friends over on YouTube for letting me know when things went bad and for sticking it out with me. Once again, we've hit an hour-long show. So much for my plan for 30 minutes. I'm going to keep working on it. I actually was good the past couple of weeks. I've actually done several shows in a row that were like 20 to 30 minutes. That's where I'm trying to get back to. We will get there. Until then, I hope everybody has a great Friday and their weekend. I am here every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Mixer. And I hope we will see you again soon. Bye. Too funny. Too funny. This has been quite a day. So long.